Hey YouTube, how's it going? Music community, this is Jamie, Metal in Georgia. Haven't done a video in a while, couple of weeks I think. Just wanted to let y'all know I'm still out here. Been working a lot of hours. Also for spring break, went on a cruise. My daughter and some friends from her senior class and other friends, we just went and had a blast. Went down to Mexico and just enjoyed and just haven't been in the music room, haven't been listening to a lot of stuff. Just had life going on, so yeah. Enough about that. I wanted to get on. I've had this idea for a while. I wanted to start a thread, and this thread I'm going to call the class of. So what does the class of mean? Well, I'm going to show, I think I have 12 CDs here I'm going to show. If some of y'all would like to get on and do this, it'd be kind of cool. What I'm doing is showing my favorite albums from the year I graduated high school. So my year would be 1992. And I know Metal Mickey just did a video showing his favorites of 89. Not sure when he graduated, but this could be different. I mean, this is going to be different for everyone. I know some of us are around the same age, but anyway, if your year was 89, I kind of know you've already did a video, but either way, I mean, that's cool. You can show some others from 89 or whatever if you want to jump on the thread, but I think most of the folks I watch are in the late 80s to early 90s or maybe up in the mid 80s as far as age goes. So but anyway, if y'all could want to jump on and do one of these, this is another one of these, you know, favorite albums, top 10, whatever. I think I've got maybe 11 or 12. I think I've got 11 here. If you want to do, you know, around 10, I don't care how many you do, 6, 8, 12, whatever. I just like seeing what people show, and I've seen a lot of different stuff on the couple people jumped on and did the top albums of 1989. So but yeah, this is 92. That's the year I graduated high school. So we'll call, I've already said it, I think we'll call this thread the class of. So music was changing in 1992. I was a big fan of the glam metal and the hair metal or whatever you call it. So but things were getting different in 92. In the early 90s, this band here released, I believe, their debut in 90 maybe, or 91. I think it was 90. It's called Facelift. This is 1992. This is Alice in Chains, Dirt. This album is really awesome. Angry Chair was on here. You've got the song Rooster was very popular. This is probably my favorite Alice in Chains album. I know a couple of people out there are big fans of Alice in Chains and Jerry Cantrell. Frankie from Frankie's Music has shown some Cantrell's solo stuff. I know he's a big fan. But yeah, so that's my first. These are not in any order. I didn't take the time to rank them or put them in order, but the first album from 1992, Alice in Chains, Dirt. The second album from 92, Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction. My favorite Megadeth album is going to be Rust in Peace. I discovered them on Rust in Peace. A lot of people go with Peace Sells. I think I've heard Darcy talk about Peace Sells as his favorite album. I do love that album. So Far So Good, So What I love. Rust in Peace is my favorite. This here, to me, comes right behind Rust in Peace. They start going into more. Rust in Peace, to me, is just straight up heavy thrash metal. It's a tad bit polished. Countdown to Extinction is a little more polished, but songs like Skin of My Teeth and I can't think of it. Symphony of Destruction. Symphony of Destruction. Architecture of Aggression is on here. Some very cool songs. This come out right on the heels of Metallica's Black Album. I know Dave Mustaine has kind of had his old bandmates, you know, right at his heels just about in everything he does. I've seen interviews where he kind of talks about that. If I'm not mistaken, Countdown to Extinction went all the way to number 2 on the charts. But yeah, 1992. There's the second one, Megadeth, Countdown to Extinction. The third one, Saigon Kick, The Lizard. Getting my finger in the camera, guys. I'll try to hold this a little better. Saigon Kick was in with the, I guess they were kind of in at the tail end of the hair bands, but Saigon Kick had this different sound. It was a hard rock sound, but it was more, they went into a metal sound, kind of. They had some real heavy guitars, awesome lyrics and awesome songwriting. They had the hit Love Is On The Way. That was the big ballad at the time. Everybody had a ballad. Extreme had a ballad. Mr. Big had a ballad. But Love Is On The Way is not the song on here that stands out to me. There's a lot of other heavy rockers. Hostile Youth, Feel the Same Way was another song. God of 42nd Street, Peppermint Tribe, the song The Lizard. I think there's about 14 tracks. This is an awesome album. But yeah, Saigon Kick, The Lizard. The next one, as you can see, is Warrant, Dog Eat Dog. And this is not the same Warrant from Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich. This is not the Cherry Pie Warrant. This album was kind of a good bit heavier and everything. Dog Eat Dog, very, very cool album. You've got songs like Machine Gun, Hole in My Wall. Warrant was trying, as you can see, they're all dressed in black. Warrant's going for a heavier look here. The Bitter Pill was a really cool song. My wife loves that song. All My Bridges Are Burning, April 2031. Check this album out if you stopped on Cherry Pie, if you didn't listen to any more Warrant. This is a heavy album. As far as what Warrant was doing, it's a lot heavier than what they had done on the previous 2 albums. But yeah, 1992. That's one of my favorites, Warrant, Dog Eat Dog. And 1992 brought Def Leppard's follow-up to Hysteria, which had to be hard to follow up. Adrenalize. Definitely not the album that Hysteria was. Let's Get Rocked. That's kind of cheesy. I've always liked the song, but as time goes on and I've listened to it, Let's Get Rocked is a cheesy song. Heaven Is, Make Love Like a Man. White Lightning is the standout track on here to me. I love that song. This was after Steve Clark had already passed on. I think he had you can really hear him. You can really hear his influence in White Lightning. I don't remember if he played on White Lightning. John Vinalizer, if you're out there watching this, let me know. I think John knows a lot about Def Leppard, one of his favorite bands. But yeah, White Lightning's one of my favorites off of this album. Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad was a cool ballad from this album. Tear It Down, awesome song. But that's Adrenalize from Def Leppard from 1992. Great White, Psycho City. I can't even remember the name. Yes, Psycho City. This is where Great White started to go down some for me after the Hooked album. I like this album. It is one of my favorites of 92. I was big into Great White. Psycho City's a good song. Old Rose Motel's a good song. I might give this a 6 out of 10 maybe. I like Once Bitten, the album, Twice Shy, and Hooked. I like those 3 albums a lot better than this one. But, you know, Great White came out with a new album. I had to go get it. So, but it's lower on the list as far as Great White albums goes and as far as albums of 92 goes. But yeah, Great White, Psycho City. Faith No More, Angel Dust. Everybody remembers Epic. I think that was what kind of broke Faith No More out off of the album The Real Thing. I like that album. It's not my favorite. This is going to be my favorite Faith No More album. Angel Dust. It was weird, very different. I mean, the album cover itself is really weird. But 92, look at the back album cover. That's really weird too. These songs are cool to me. They got a lot of different harmonies, a lot of different instruments. You got synths and keyboards and a lot of just funk. There's some soul in here. But Land of Sunshine, Caffeine, Midlife Crisis, I think was a video on MTV. Malpractice, Be Aggressive, Small Victory. If you haven't heard this album, Angel Dust, go check it out. Faith No More. And the next one, not sure which one I'm on. I think this is number 8. But of course in no order, like I said. Soul Asylum. Soul Asylum was a hard rock band. You can see how some of my music tastes have went from the glam into some heavy stuff, into some weirder stuff. And this is just the next couple are going to be basic hard rock. Grave Dancers Union. They had a couple of albums before this. This one broke out with Somebody to Shove. Runaway Train was a big hit. These are good songs. I think the lead singer, his name is Dave Pirner. I may be pronouncing that wrong. He writes good songs, good hooks, good guitar in these songs. But yeah, if you haven't ever heard of them, this album and the album that came out, I believe, in 93 or 94, Let Your Dim Light Shine, those two Soul Asylum albums are awesome. So that's the next one, Soul Asylum, Grave Dancers Union. Then we had the Black Crowes, their album from 90, Shake Your Moneymaker, is actually one of the first, if not the first, I think it was the first new album I bought on compact disc in 91 when I first got a CD player. I was moving from cassettes to CDs. This is their second album from 92, The Southern Harmony and Musical Companion. Great blues rock in the vein of the Rolling Stones. Some Southern rock influences. You've got songs like Sting Me. Remedy was a big hit. Thorn in My Pride. Track 5, Sometimes Salvation. That is probably my favorite song on this. But if you like basic hard rock, well, I wouldn't say hard rock, maybe blues rock, kind of in the vein of the Rolling Stones. If you've never listened to the Black Crowes, give them a shot. I'm sure everyone's heard of the Black Crowes. 1992's album, The Southern Harmony and Musical Companion. Next, big fan of these guys. They were kind of lumped in the alternative stuff, but this album is definitely a metal album to me. I guess you could say alternative metal. Stone Temple Pilots, Core. Come out in 92, of course, as did all of these. Sex Type Thing, Wicked Garden, awesome song. Creep, Cracker Man was an awesome song. Plush was on MTV. That was one of their biggest hits. Rest in peace to Scott Weiland. I believe the two brothers, the DeLeo brothers, really were the backbone and the music behind this. But Scott Weiland was the front man, and he was a great performer. Loved the way he sung his songs. People talk about Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and Nirvana, and this was kind of in the same grouped in and all. Their second album, Purple, was even more in the alternative sound. Probably my favorite album by them is Purple. But they stood ahead for me. I found myself pulling Stone Temple Pilots you know, in 92 and 93, 94 more than I would Pearl Jam or Nirvana. So, yeah, Stone Temple Pilots Core from 1992. And this is the last one. Kiss Revenge. I became a Kiss fan around the time of Crazy Nights, and then I went back and listened to the back catalog and started buying everything Kiss. At the time this come out, Revenge was hailed as the best, the heaviest album since Destroyer. Destroyer's not really my favorite of that era. I'm kind of a rock and roll over guy. That's the one that had the coolest songs to me that stood out. But anyway, Revenge had Unholy. God Gave Rock and Roll to You. I Just Wanna. Domino. This was a cool album. They had Eric Singer now. Eric Carr had passed away after the Hot in the Shade album from '89, I believe. But you got Eric Singer and Bruce Kulick, who had been with them since, I believe, '85 maybe, on the Asylum album. But I like this album. I really wish I would have seen them on this tour. I did not. I did not see Kiss until years later on the reunion tour. But Kiss Revenge from '92. And there's one more, guys, that I'm playing right now. And get up off the floor here. From 1992. I got a glare there. The window's behind me. Steelheart, Tangled in Rains. This was Steelheart's second album. Gotta make sure I'm right on this. Yeah, 1992, Steelheart. The track we're listening to now is track 4, Late for the Party. Sticky Side Up, Electric Love Child, Take Me Back Home, Dancing in the Fire. This is an awesome album. If you remember Steelheart from I'll Never Let You Go, the song off of their first album, and you haven't heard this album, you need to listen to Steelheart, Tangled in Rains. I personally like this album better than the first album. So that's it, guys. The Class of thread. If y'all would jump on here and shoot a video. I mean, you can leave it in the comments if you want to list the year you graduated from high school and tell me your favorite albums from then. I just want to say thanks to everyone that makes all the cool videos I watch. You got Darcy, you got Cloudy Milder, you've got David from Fairly Secret Music, you've got Dan Powers, John Vinylizer, a lot of folks I'm probably going to leave out, Metal Mickey, but Frankie's Music. So all these guys that comment on my videos and have helped me out and encouraged me to do videos, I appreciate it. But thanks, YouTube, and I'd like to see y'all's albums from the year you graduated. So we'll see y'all later. See ya.